Welcome to This Week in Cars. This is our second episode, and we're coming to you live from Greystone Elementary parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Jaron Wong, and
I'm your co-host, Justin Hong.
cool. And it's kind of funny. It's like full circle to be back at Greystone. Where'd you go for elementary school?
I went to Simon's.
Oh, okay. I came to Greystone for elementary school, and like I had a kindergarten teacher, and she had bought a Ford Escape. I still remember because it was such a wow factor to me that there were DVD players in the rear headrest, and I thought it was so cool because you have like screens everywhere, and now we're looking at a future where everything is screens, and it's something that we don't want. So it's kind of funny. It's like a full circle kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, should we jump in?
jump into the news. All right. So our first topic for this week is SEMA. Do you have any idea what it stands for?
No idea.
I think it's it's like something equipment manufacturer auto show.
I just don't have crazy builds.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they purposely no, that's not it. Because it's for these equipment manufacturers to show off their aftermarket, right? So the Specialty Equipment Market Association. So that's the SEMA show, and we saw some pretty neat builds. The first one we saw was the Ford F100 Illuminator concept. So that one's like I want to say it's a 1978 F100. And they shoved a electric motor in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the motor from the Mach-E, and supposedly reaches 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds in a 1978 car.
That sounds dangerous.
I'm sure when they build it,
How
they
fast
probably
was that thing new?
probably 0 to 60 in 10.
Probably more than that, right?
11 seconds.
Yeah.
That's nuts. But when they rebuild these, it's like a Resta mod. They probably add in like safety stuff. It has this Resta mod has one of the infamous horizontal or vertical touchscreen from all the new Ford models. But I think the build is one thing. The other more important aspect about it is that this kind of heralds the launch of the Ford electric crate motor, right?
Yeah, the Illuminator. It's a catchy name.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting in that this is $3,900, and you get like it's something that people have asked for, right? Like electric crate motors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it come with like the controller and stuff, or?
yeah, that's also what I've read. It's like you get the motor, and then you still need a lot of other stuff to make it work. So, I suppose like
So it's not like you can play with it out of the box then.
yeah, that's the difference between this and the crate motors that we've seen from like a Chevy LS or like a Ford crate motor. It's like for those they're just plug and play. You can swap them into anything you want, like a Miata or a whatever your heart desires. But this one, you like, even though the motor is really cheap, it's like $3,900. You still need a lot more to get it to work.
Yeah. All right, what's next? The Tacoma Tacozilla.
The Tacozilla, yeah. This one's pretty cool. So I know in like the 80s, there was a lot of these rolling around. You have like a Tacoma with a camper van, especially the retro colors. It's really iconic.
Yeah, that was kind of before our time, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I've seen a few of them. Like they're still going around, which is like a sign of resiliency to Toyota trucks, effectively.
Yeah.
I've always actually wanted to do like a overland build. Have you heard of like overlanding?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right now they're very popular with like Lexus GX or the LX platform, or if you don't choose a Jeep, it would be like a Lexus. And I guess there's also Tacoma overlanders, but I feel like the GX is probably the most popular overlanding platform.
Yeah, I think so. I've seen some pretty neat builds around the GX.
Yeah. Would you consider doing it?
If I get into like off-roading, I think I have to do like off-roading first, and then maybe I'll think about the overlanding.
I think the biggest barrier to entry is whether or not you like camping.
Yeah.
I'm not like outdoors is cool. Like going hiking is cool, but like I've read for people who go overlanding, you probably shower like once a week. You probably stop by like a Motel 6 and then you shower and then you're on the road for like 4 days straight. No shower.
Just stock up on the wet wipes.
Yeah, oh, I don't know. It does seem fun though. I've seen I know there's a YouTube channel called um Overland I can't remember. It's something with overland in it, which is, I mean, unsurprising. But they have a GX build and a Forerunner. Yeah, Forerunners are really popular with overlanding. Yeah, so this one has a full camper van, which I guess it's still off-road capable though, right?
Yeah, of course. It's got
It's a taco.
It's a taco. It's got the
Yeah.
ground clearance. It's got the tires, all terrain.
Like the inside makes it really look more like glamping. It's so fancy on the inside. There's even a TV.
Yeah, it looks bigger on the inside than it seems from the outside.
That's true. It's pushing like RV levels of space.
Yeah, maybe for like two people, it can work as an RV.
Yeah, it's for the uber adventurous outdoor couple. Okay, so should we move on to our next topic?
Yeah.
The Chevy Beast. This one I'm pretty excited for. This one looks crazy. Yeah, so it's like a 650 horsepower, powered by a LT4 V8 engine. Apparently matching the output of the Z06, the C7 Z06, but it has a automatic transmission. I think that when you're off-roading, it's more fun to be in a manual, right?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
This week is all just about SEMA, and we're like, oh, we never even gone off-road before.
Yeah, it's a lot of off-roading builds. So this one's like a hardcore off-roader. Looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a trophy truck, like a Baja 1000 trophy truck.
Yeah.
But considering how, like, trophy trucks are fairly efficient, right? Because you have to, for the Baja 1000, you have to go like 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Not on one tank of gas, but efficiency matters.
And also like reliability.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I mean LT4 engines, LT like most Chevy crate motors are like pretty reliable. You don't hear too much
Yeah,
about.
if you don't do crazy stuff to them, I'm sure they'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the C7 Z06. I haven't heard too many reliability issues. I know the C6 there was a lot of problems, but the C7 was, as far as I know, it's a pretty good drivetrain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently they're also going to, or people want them to put this engine into the ZR2, which is going to be their the Raptor and the T-Rex competitor. Yeah. These trucks are getting like insane. Like the T-Rex is a Hellcat engine in the truck, right?
Yeah, I mean, you see like pickup trucks with over 700 horsepower.
It's cool
crazy.
on one hand, but
And then you have Tennessee like turning that up to like over 1,000.
oh my god! Like, are they drag racing these trucks or?
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense then. If you're drag racing it, that's all that matters,
Yeah.
That makes it all acceptable. Yeah, this is like a concept car though. I don't think we're gonna see a. There's not gonna be a production version of this, right?
Nah.
It'd be cool though. You could probably. I feel like it looks like a Wrangler, and then you just like LT swap it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they might make something more toned down eventually.
But here's the thing. So Chevy, does not have a great history with like outdoor trucks. I think. For instance, Ford they brought back the Bronco, and they actually did a pretty good job with it. I would say.
Yeah, I'm thinking actually make them.
Yeah, but then you have Chevy who brought back the Trailblazer, I think,
Mhm.
and they just made it into like another like family SUV. Because like back in the day, in like the '80s, the Trailblazer was like a iconic off road, two-door kind of vehicle, just like the Bronco.
Mhm.
But Chevy, they dropped the ball on that one. They're like, oh, let's use this name, but like not use any of its good qualities. Let's just make another like family hauler,
Yeah.
which I guess like they sell well, but this goes back to like the don't let the bean counters make the business decisions
Yeah.
because they'll make every car into a boring family hauler, right?
Yeah.
You know. Um, I think that's pretty much it for. Oh, we have the Lexus SEMA build.
Yeah. So I think they had some builds for the new IS 500. Um, it's pretty wild. I don't know if I'm a fan. It's definitely out there. Um, I think some parts of it's okay, some angles, but in general, I don't know if I'm feeling it.
The question is, so this is kind of going for like a street performance build, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So it's not racetrack worthy, but it'll be fast on the street. I mean, you could probably
It'll look
go.
fast on the
You'll
streets.
look fast on the
It's
street.
all about the looks, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Apex suspension on it. Some OZ, what was that? Rotiform wheels. It looks legit.
Yeah.
But so you could sum it up as being kind of rice then, right?
Yeah.
That's very in line with Lexus branding. Just ricey. if you want to build your car out, but is this part of the part of
No,
SEMA?
that's not SEMA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's way too normal for SEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just the IS 500 F Sport's gonna get a 472 horsepower, but for SEMA, so all they did really is just
Yeah, they had two different builds.
right,
One's the white one, and we have another one that's,
3 different colors:
yeah,
gray, purple, yellow.
Yeah.
It's a 3D printed body kit apparently
yeah. Maybe we'll see something like that next year
to install
on the
on your own car.
streets. Yeah.
Would you put on your car?
Nah.
No. Yeah. I mean, I know that Lexus has been big into trying to bring back fun cars.
Yeah, they have been. I think. So they've been trying to find their direction in the past few years. I think they're finally like, they found which way they want to go, and they're trying to like focus and hopefully like come out with some more fun cars.
This is thanks to Toyota, the head of Toyota. What's his name?
Yeah,
Akio Toyota. Yeah. He said he wants to bring back fun cars. And he even had that Toyota Crown with like his limousine that had like 500 something horsepower. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean it's a good step, but we're still seeing like Toyota doesn't develop its own sports cars. They're just like partnering with other people like Subaru or BMW, and then just rebranding, reskinning their car, right?
Yeah, I guess they're not that committed.
I mean, I think it's commitment to a certain extent. It's better than nothing, I guess. The question is when we're going to see another LFA.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
would it be
Maybe
like
their last LFA, that whole development process, like kind of scared the bean counters.
You think?
I think so. They spent so much money on that.
Yeah, but it's become a halo car. Like it's become a lot like that bedroom poster car for a lot of people, though, right?
Yeah.
The question, like, I think it's for the bean counters. Would they find it worth that kind of advertising, that kind of expenditure on R&D?
Yeah, that's hard to say.
Yeah. If I were a bean counter, probably not. But I'm not
Yeah,
a
but
bean
you're not.
counter. Thankfully,
That's
I'm not
probably
a bean
precisely
counter.
why you're not.
No. But I think I predict the next LFA would probably be full electric,
Yeah,
for
probably.
better
Like
or for
by the
worse.
time it comes out.
Yeah. Which is that's just the way the world's going. Until we see synthetic fuels.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's next?
So we see that Tesla is going to start opening their superchargers to other EVs. So it looks like it's only a pilot project in the Netherlands for now.
Hmm.
But I think Tesla said that eventually they want to like expand that worldwide, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's bold of Tesla to do. You know, it aligns with their mission statement. You know, to electrify, like all the cars on the road right now. But we're already looking at superchargers that are super congested.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I would say there's peak hours for sure. For instance, when I did the trip down to LA, I guess there was no wait time, but like if you're probably in like a city at night and um, people are trying to get home, I would say like the chargers are full. Like they're like there's like a wait time for that. You know, during the weekdays and then also on the weekends. So it's I'm sure they've probably done some research into the feasibility of being able to host all the electric cars. Um, but I would assume they're probably gonna have to build a lot more superchargers.
Yeah, maybe they'll have other brands chip in, you know.
So there's already like a electric supercharging network that's not run by Volkswagen, but they kind of started it, which is called Electrify America. And like from what I've read, you know, like there's a lot of problems with it in that it's not the uptime's pretty bad. The chargers are slow. I would say like Tesla is like the gold standard for like electric car charging, and um, I guess it's good that they're opening it up, but a like a there's already a charging network that supports every car out there, and that's
Hmm.
Electrify America, and it's not gone well, you know.
Yeah.
So where does Tesla stand to benefit from this?
Uh, I don't know. I think like depends on the details, right? Uh, like how does this whole like stream work from?
Yeah, so they would make money from people charging there, but it kind of hurts existing customers because they're gonna see like uh use like it'll be much harder to like in terms of capacity there's gonna be less capacity.
Yeah.
um and I would say that like you know it was nice to be it's like for the superchargers to be exclusive to Tesla was a selling point for a lot of
Definitely.
customers. So it's a brave move, but I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. I think it's good overall for electric cars. It's probably it's the least good for current Tesla owners.
Yeah, I think that's about sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do we have? This is like our third piece of news. So New York is uh, raising the fines for loud exhausts to $1,000 per violation.
What was it before?
$150.
Wow, it's like
Yeah,
almost 8 times.
yeah. What I think the biggest or the meme I saw was that like instead of going after crime, they go after loud exhausts. You know, like I'm sure this loud exhausts cannot be the one of the biggest problems in New York right now.
I mean, I kind of support this if they're not like putting all their resources into like looking for people with modded exhausts.
Hmm.
I just hope they have like a standard for what is loud, right?
I think their standard is like maybe I think it depends on the decibels, right?
Yeah, like if they have a standardized way of doing it, I support that because um, at least where I live, there's quite a bit of people with really loud exhausts driving out in the night,
Hmm.
and it gets pretty crazy sometimes, especially with people with Harleys. Those are really loud.
Yeah, but then it becomes I think it's very similar to like those license plate fix-it tickets.
Yeah,
So if you get pulled over for speeding and then the cop sees you don't have a license plate, your a front license plate, they'll tack it on because they don't like you. I feel like that's just gonna be what like this is the most number of tickets written is gonna be for people who were pulled over for something else, and they're like, oh, by the way, your exhaust is loud. I'm gonna slap it onto your ticket, you know. But yeah, I guess like it's it helps boomers. It helps boomers sleep at night, right? Yeah. They've also complained that this would also help decrease drag racing.
yeah. I think they're trying to like put loud exhaust together with like street racing and drag racing.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. Maybe if this is their way of like cracking down on illegal street racing, I could see that.
Sure.
Uh, but we'll see how they try to like implement this.
Yeah. Apparently, they're gonna use like noise detecting technology around the city. Probably like noise sensors or something, and they'll just go off when
Yeah.
something loud triggers it. Anyways, yeah, let's talk about supply chain issues, which have been plaguing the auto industry for over a year
Yeah.
now.
It's not getting better either.
Yeah, like it's all comes from the semiconductor shortage, which leads to a lot more different shortages, or rather, it's rare earth metals is what the root cause of it is.
Yeah, I think the whole supply chain, it kind of just compounds, and
Right.
yeah, the end result is we don't have cars.
Yeah. Or rather, like on one, you might not have cars. The solution, the alternative is that manufacturers are going to start omitting different features
Yeah,
for certain cars, and for BMW, their cars are just going to not have touchscreens.
dang. I think I don't know why they're choosing touchscreens of all things. Maybe touchscreens is like the chip for that's most in demand.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's the only reason. Cause
Like I'm sure they've like narrowed down and recognized that that's the bottleneck.
yeah, but still, touchscreens are so heavily used, right?
I would say so, but like I actually recently test drove a BMW 330, and like when I'm driving, like the touchscreen is like here, which is fine, you can touch it, but what's the good thing is that BMW has iDrive, which is actually pretty intuitive to use. It's just like a knob that you can twist around and stuff. So I would say that for BMW, not having a touchscreen isn't the end of the world, and they're gonna give you like $500 uh, in replacement for that touchscreen.
Mm.
So like because it's really thanks to how easy to use iDrive is specifically, but I think like for certain like for instance if you had a Tesla, you couldn't live without a touchscreen. Like that's the whole center interface. There's
Yeah.
no iDrive, so it's dependent on whether or not that company's MMI is easy to use. And
Mm.
in Beamer's case, yes. So that's why they don't need the touchscreen.
Yeah, I'm sure they did some kind of research on how many people use the iDrive controller versus a touchscreen,
Hmm.
and I guess they decided that it was okay to take it out.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm trying to think of other like infotainment systems. I would say like the notoriously bad one is Toyota,
Yeah.
and then followed by I think who else is like pretty bad. Mostly the Acura's infotainment has a little like laptop um, touch sensor, and it's like relative position as opposed to like or it is absolute position as opposed to relative position.
Is that the same as Toyota's?
That's a good question. I know that. Well, the only Toyota, I drove an IS 350, and it had the little joystick thing, and that was pretty bad. It was pretty hard to use, as opposed to like iDrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's for BMW. I would be like if I were buying a new car, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But if Lexus or other companies started removing their infotainment touchscreen, then I'd be a little more upset. You know, and hopefully the shortage goes away soon. I mean, I've heard the earliest estimates are what fall winter of next year or something.
I don't think anyone knows for sure, right?
I think Lisa Su predicted sometime soon. Not soon, but like um, next year, which is relatively soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right. And then finally, we have the release of the new Civic Si, which I think they released at SEMA, right?
I don't know if it's SEMA or.
I think they released the
Yeah, it might have been at SEMA actually.
their HPD, is it Honda Performance Division or something?
Yeah, I think that's what it stands for.
Honda Performance Development,
Yeah.
really close. So that's actually one of those customer they call them customer race cars, or like essentially if you are an amateur race car driver, you can buy one of these cars and just go racing with it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what the Civic HPD is for. And I think I was looking, it's probably in the neighborhood of like 80 grand or something, I think. So if you wanted to go racing in a Civic, it would only cost you like 80 grand to do so. let me check those numbers to see they're right.
So the Civic Si is a lot cheaper than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, 52 grand. So that's not bad.
That's not bad, yeah, for a race car.
Oh, but this is the SI TCA. This was from
Yeah,
2020.
That's the previous gen.
Yeah.
Civic.
I'm kind of curious how much this year's is. It's probably not going to be too different, right? In terms of cost. But the standard SI, which is probably the one that more people care about, honestly, that's going to be 27.3, which
I think it's a little bit more than the last gen.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're also looking at lower horsepower numbers than the last gen too.
Yeah, a little bit. So I think that's something that some people are concerned about. It'll probably
Yeah.
be heavier than
Mhm.
last gen, a little bit less horsepower.
Hmm.
I think they also got rid of a few things like the adaptive suspension.
Yeah.
So, but then like overall, the 2022 Civic is a better rounded car.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully this SI drives better,
Right.
but the value proposition might not be as good as the last gen.
Yeah, so right now the Civic lineup, you have the standard Civic. You have the SI, which is like the mid-tier, and then you have the Type R. So they got rid of the Civic Si Coupe, and now I don't think you can get a Civic Coupe at all.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were speculating that essentially they did their market research and they realized that not too many people even buy SIs anymore. Like whoever was going to get an SI would just make the jump for the Civic Type R.
Really?
Yeah, which I think it's unfortunate because like the SI was like a good like middle ground. Like not everyone wants a Type R, you know.
Yeah,
it's a little
styling's pretty
extreme.
crazy.
Yeah, styling's extreme. The performance is extreme, you know. Like, and it's an extra 13K on top of the SI.
Hmm.
So I think we're kind of losing the. This goes back to the loss of the entry level sports car. You know, like right now the only people only like couple cars holding down that price range is the GR86 and BRZ.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
this could also mean that with the SI priced at this area, we're gonna see the Integra soonish.
Yeah, we
Um,
are.
yeah, so we've seen the teasers. It's gonna be a 4-door hatchback. It's gonna come in manual, which is huge.
Yeah, so I think that's something that we'll probably talk about more next week because there's Integra prototype that's going to be revealed next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
so that's something to look forward
yeah,
to.
we'll see what it looks like and hopefully it lives up to the hype, right? But then
Does it
Acura,
ever?
all the recent Acura products have been kind of disappointing
Yeah,
compared to all the hype. Like the TLX Type S, for example, was super hyped up.
it was hyped up. Yeah,
And then it turns out it's like performance-wise, it's kind of slower than everyone else in the segment.
it's a value proposition for that
Yeah,
car. Yeah,
but then like when you're coming back to the Type S badging after so many years, you can't just bet on value proposition, right?
right. I think that was a misstep for Acura.
Yeah. So
But
hopefully that's something they'll rectify with Integra. But
right,
yeah, we'll
that's
see.
a big shoes to fill,
Yeah,
considering how legendary that Integra was.
yeah,
Cool. I think that wraps up this episode.
yep.
Yeah, and so thanks for listening to This Week in Cars. Follow us on our social media, which
And-
is coming soon.
And our website, which
And our
is
website.
under development.
We're working on it, but yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks.